Hi, it's Neil Thomas here from Wedding Help NI, and I am along with Frank from Frank Dillon Photography. This is episode 70. We are at the Beach Lawns Hotel today, and we're recording our podcast. Welcome along, Frank.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Photography, how did it all start? Or give us a wee bit about your background.
My background's actually in youth work, strangely enough. I've been a youth worker for sort of 10 years. Photography's always been a passion of mine. Ever since I was sort of, a teenager growing up. I had the opportunity then around sort of the COVID time where everything was online, everything needed to be recorded. And through that, I just I started the business with photography because I thought I might as well use something that I'm passionate about and earn a bit of money on the side. Yeah. So officially kind of started end of 2021, professionally. Yeah. And then kind of gave up everything else to go full time in December 24.
Yeah. How did you find that, setting up a business or starting a business? How did you find that?
I think everyone was starting a business during COVID. It was really funny because you went on Instagram and everyone was starting their wee startup. So I suppose it was just, it was strange. It was strange. It felt really exciting at the time, really scary at the time as well. It was like registering with HMRC and all this sort of stuff. But it was exciting because I had very little risk involved in it at the start. I was collecting the gear as I went. And I already had a full-time job as well, so it was very little risk. So it was kind of more fun than anything else. Now it's a lot more risk.
Was the wedding market the market you were heading to, or what market did you or how did that come about? I suppose then.
Yeah, I mean, not initially. No, it wasn't. It wasn't full-on weddings. Now I'm solely doing weddings. That's the only thing I do. But I started out with street photography, sort of artwork that way. And then a lot of concerts. I don't know, over COVID, Belfast boomed with musicians. Yeah. It was massive, lots of outdoor concerts, and then you had venues like the Limelight and the Ulster Sports Club and all of them places. I got to know a lot of people doing just gigs for them, which was great. And I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. But there's no money in it. Musicians are skint. So they're not paying you that well. But it got me into sort of that event place.
And I suppose the practice as well and all that came along with it as well.
Absolutely. And it's all about kind of engaging with your clients and all that sort of fun stuff, working with like difficult lighting conditions and all that fun stuff. And then just building a kind of network and a base of people that, could recommend you and stuff. I had a few friends that were like, "Oh, you're doing photography, so would you do my wedding?" First couple of weddings were done free, all day stuff, and I fell in love with it. It was really, really fun.
Did you find that a lot of pressure?
Massive.
I think doing events as such, whether it be somewhere like the Limelight or somewhere like that, there's not as much pressure because nobody really knows what to expect. But couple probably have in their head what they're looking. Did you find that hard to transition into that then?
Yeah, absolutely. When doing music events, everyone's having a good time. You capture a few cool images and people are happy enough. There's very little pressure on the final product. Although you want it to be as best as it can be for your own portfolio. Yeah. But for weddings, you don't get a chance to reshoot a wedding.
No, it's
all there. Yeah. And you have to rely on your gear. You have to rely on just being on time for everything. And there is definitely a specific product that people want at the end. A lot of pressure. I still don't sleep really much the night before a wedding. Because I'm a scatterbrain. I forget stuff, right? Very easily forget stuff. My wife is incredible. She make sure everything's laid out, all the batteries are charged, everything's there. But I'm always in my head going, do I remember this? Have I got this? Have I got this? Have I got this? Yeah. And I suppose that probably won't ever go away. I think when it goes away, I'll make a mistake, and I don't want that to happen. So it's a lot of pressure on it. But it's great fun. See, when you're there on the day, I think the pressure's there the day before and the 6 weeks after because you're thinking about it and you're in your head about it. But on the day, it's fantastic. I'm just in the zone. I absolutely love what I'm doing. So,
what was the hardest point, I suppose, about breaking into the wedding market? Did you find it difficult as well? Because I know whenever I started really doing like different shows, like it wasn't weddings I started, I always found it really difficult. But then once you're in it, if that makes sense. It's it's a different industry, like
Absolutely.
Do you find that with yourself, sort of trying
Definitely, and I'm probably still in that transition phase of being in it. Absolutely. Word of mouth, finding new gigs, finding new clients can be really, really difficult. It's such a saturated market, especially in this country. Everyone seems to be a photographer these days. And you just have to stand out, be a bit different, and that can be really difficult to kind of put your stamp on things. And obviously with the social media generation and stuff, I suck at social media. I'm the worst at it. So trying to break through that, it can be really difficult, but we're getting there. It's a snowball effect. Once you get sort of regular, more people know your name, and then you keep going. So I'm kind of in that transition period of going there.
Have you got a sort of shooting style, or have you got something that have you got a certain style to your images, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a candid documentary style photographer. I started out doing street photography.
Right.
Just capturing people's moments just in everyday life and making it awesome looking. I found that really, really special, because even if you didn't know the person, in that one moment, they could be anyone. And there was something really special about that for me. And so my heart's always kind of been in the whole street photography type situation. So I try to bring that over to weddings, capturing the moments that no one sees. It kind of goes back to my own wedding. I'm married 10 years, and I always remember my wedding day being so quick. It goes like that, when maybe not as a vendor because you're there all day, but as a couple, it goes so quick. And I think the more time you spend away with your guests getting posed photos and this, that, and the other, the less time you spend with the people that you've spent a fortune getting over. So for me, I spend less time posing couples and more time capturing the day.
But I think that's lovely as well, because you can really capture things that are that are different. Do you know what I mean? And that
Absolutely
really do stand out as well.
Yeah, it's capturing the moments no one sees. And that's special, because who knows? 5-10 years down the line, someone might not be there anymore. And capturing the moments is really important for couples. I think your wedding day is the fastest day of your life, the quickest day of your life. You've spent, the average, it's like 35 grand now for a wedding, all in, which is crazy. You're spending all this money to bring your loved ones around you. Just enjoy it, be in the moment, and my job is to capture that moment, So that's kind of my philosophy or style, I suppose. And I think it's becoming more modern now to do the candid documentary style thing anyway. Obviously we pose them, and we do your standard family photos and all the rest of it, but that's not the main focus for me. Never was.
Have you different packages do you offer then within that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So I start from about £849 for a half day sort of package that includes, all your insurances and all of that fun stuff as well, but it's half day. And then I go right up to full day plus video. So my standard package, my all day package that everyone kind of picks, I'm starting there from bridal prep in the morning, whatever that may be, usually sometimes 7 o'clock in the morning, right through until about 10 o'clock at night. And usually stick around about an hour after the first dance. And then, people are too glassy-eyed to want their photographs taken after that. So I scoot on, head home. But so all day packages, that runs about $1,750, which is pretty reasonable. And then I can add on video as well. So I subcontract out to a few videographers that I use.
Right.
Just makes it easier for couples, because, sometimes you're getting... I know videographers can go upwards of $2.5 grand. So what I do is I subcontract out to videographers that I've used in the past. I pay them a day's wage. They give me all of their stuff, and I edit it as part of Frank Dillon Photography.
Very good,
Means they're getting a day's wage. They don't have to worry too much after the fact. They just go home, and then it's all under Frank Dillon Photography, and it's far cheaper than booking separately for couples. So you can come to me and just go, I want photo and video. I sort the video stuff, and it saves them upwards of $1,000. Which is cool.
How have you found sort of breaking in? Because you're relatively new to the wedding industry. How have you found that process, I suppose?
It's really fun, meeting new vendors and stuff. I think the more you connect, the better it is. Wedding Help is so good in that sort of sense, that you're connecting with other vendors, you get to know people. and people will phone you up and be like, oh, someone's dropped out, can you fill? Or, you're recommending people. But yeah, it's not easy. It's such a saturated market. I'm sure you know yourself, and especially within the photography space. So it's changing as well. You've got loads of content creators now coming into the scene, which is great, and a whole new style of things. We're trying to keep up with trends and all of that fun stuff. And also trying to get your face out there as well, which can be very difficult, especially on the online sort of sphere of things,
Was there a moment did you nearly give up, or have you had any things along the way where you think, my goodness?
Oh yeah, totally. And I think when I was working, I was also working as a youth worker at the time in Belfast, and there was times where I went, you know what, just sell the gear. It's not happening. I was with another company that had paid an absolute fortune to be with to help advertise, and there was so many people messaging. You're getting 2-3 messages a day about gigs. You'd fire them, your price, and then they would ghost you. And people are looking a lot of things for dirt cheap, and I just can't afford to do that. Not when you're full time. And so there was plenty of times when I was a youth worker where I was like, you know what, if I gave up, I could just focus on being a youth worker. But I didn't. My wife keeps me in it. She's like, no, you'll regret it if you put it down. And then a big step for me was either I find the time and do both, or I quit my job and go full time, take the risk. And then focus solely on this.
And that's a difficult decision as well, to do that as well, isn't it?
Big time, especially, wife, 2 kids to look after, rent to pay, all of that fun stuff. So it was difficult. But I think it was the right decision at the time, definitely.
How many years now are you sort of in the wedding, and how many years are you sort of...
Well, 2022, 23, so it was sort of 3 to 4 years now getting there, but I would say full-time, I'm coming up to sort of my second year full-time, fully focused, fully in there. And we're getting there. I mean, 5-6 weddings booked over summer, which is great. Obviously, I'd want more. So book me. Where's the camera? Obviously, I'd like to be busier, but it's great. It's great just interacting with people.
It's one of them things that people don't see as well. It takes time to build a business. It takes time to really get known and stuff. And I suppose for couples as well, they might say, "My goodness, that's really expensive." It's more than a day you're getting with a photographer, videographer. There's so much behind the scenes to be done, with editing and stuff like that. It's such, it's a big undertaking as well.
It is, yeah. You're not getting the full day. And I think, people, this sort of TikTok generation, you're straight in, you straight got the edits and you're done. Everything's so quick. Whereas it's just not like that with photography. It's difficult, and gear's expensive. And there's a lot of overheads that we need to think about as well. Traveling, you've got insurance as well, you've got your editing softwares that cost a fortune. You need a big rig to be able to edit big photos, so you're spending a fortune on that. We're walking around with sort of £10,000-15,000 worth of equipment on one day as well, that all needs to be insured as well. And SD cards and memory aren't cheap anymore, and about 6 weeks of editing after that. So it's a lot goes into it. And I think I sat down. I was charging sort of £500 a wedding way back when, and I remember going and sitting down and writing down on a piece of paper just sort of my overheads, what I could afford to do, and if I wanted to earn a living wage. I mean, the average wage in Northern Ireland is about 30 grand. So if I wanted to earn, say, 30 grand, bottom line, I need to charge this much. But it takes time to value yourself enough to do that. And that can be quite difficult. A lot of people undersell themselves. They're doing weddings for £400 or £500 a pop, but that just doesn't cover the bills. It just doesn't cover the bills.
That's right.
And that can be quite difficult,
Yeah. How can people find out about you? What's the easiest platforms? Have you a website, or what's the...
Yeah, I have a website, frankdillonphotography.com. That's where you can book through my website. You can do pretty much everything through my website, which is great. I also host the online albums after your wedding on that site, and you can download and share them, and it just makes it very, very easy. I'm on Instagram at Frank Dillon Photography, and Facebook at Frank Dillon Photography, and with yourselves on your site as well. I'm on all the socials. I try to keep them up to date as much as humanly possible, and my numbers and everything are on there as well. So if you need to hit me up, Instagram and WhatsApp and all of that fun stuff, you can get me there. You know.
And I suppose have a chat, find the person with photography as well, find the person you gel with, find the person that you think this will really work well, because that's an important thing, to have a connection as well with your photographer.
Totally. For me, it's one of the most important things for me.
Yeah.
I've always been a people person, and sort of my youth work background and working with families and kids and all of this sort of stuff, I gel with people quite quickly. But for me, gelling with your couple on the day makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I always do up to 2 wedding consultations in person before doing a wedding. I meet them for a cup of coffee, and we sit down in Starbucks and we chat for an hour. Not even just wedding chat, but just chat for an hour, get to know them, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And that just gives me an opportunity to walk in on the day and go, oh, how are you doing? How are you getting on? You know. And just a bit of banter with people. It goes a long way.
Oh, it does.
If you can laugh with your couple, it goes a long way, you know.
It does.
Absolutely.
So I think we've touched on loads there today. That has been Frank Dillon Photography. Frank, thank you so much for coming along and having a chat with us. And remember, if you're looking to book a photographer, check out Frank and check out all his socials. Thank you, and bye for now.